everyone, welcome back to my channel. And before we start, I just wanted to clarify it's me in the daily channelings as well. I produce my videos through TikTok because that's the point of upload. So, there's so many comments asking me, is it me? It is me. I'm the only one who produces content in this channel. And some of you guys mean well, some of you guys really, it's really, really, just yeah, so that I hope clarifies, so it's only me. And again, I use a filter because I'm a clairvoyant, I'm a creative, and that's how I've been doing my TikTok videos for a few years now. So, and I've been using the filter. I've also been doing my lives using my laptop. So yeah, angles, as you all know, angles, filters, but it's me. Come on, my mannerisms, my voice. So for those who really can't see, it is me. All right. So with that, today we're going to unravel one of the most painful, confusing, and energetically misunderstood experiences on the twin flame path. So welcome to all the new subscribers and and subscribers who have been with me since the start. All right. So I hope you guys have been finding my content really interesting lately, and many of you guys have been emailing me, telling me through our sessions that you guys have been resonating with my content. For those of you who need personalized one-on-one guidance, psychic guidance, clarity, advice on your journey, you can book a one-on-one live session with me. For new clients, I often give you guys an appointment within 24 to 48 hours because I always keep a slot open every day. So I do take advantage of that. And with that, let's delve right into topic. Why doesn't he come closer when you try harder? And why does he disappear the moment you reach out? So, if you have asked those questions, this discourse is for you because the truth is, he doesn't return when you chase because your pursuit breaks the magnetic codes of return. So, let me break it down. Why, as divine feminines, do we have the chasing impulse? And why the chasing impulse isn't about love? It's actually about dysregulation. So let's be honest. When we chase, it's not because we are confident in love. Like in 3D, in the 3D world, men chase women because they're extremely, extremely confident, aren't they? That's why they, send them a billion roses and try to do everything to get the female's attention. But in a twin flame situation, when as the divine feminines, when we are in the chaser mode, it's because we are terrified of losing our divine masculine, and that's why we are doing anything to even get like that one moment with him, like just to hear his voice, just to see him, just to feel that feeling again, because as divine husband and wife, we have been with our divine masculine forever, and wanting to be together on earth too is very, very reasonable. So the divine feminine desire to reach out, fix, explain, beg, or hold space often comes from a trauma encoded panic response. We are not reaching out from devotion. We are reaching out because we don't feel safe inside ourselves. And behind the chasing is usually a nervous system dysregulation, hypervigilance from abandonment trauma. And this can happen in your childhood. It can happen because you had a teacher who bullied you, or or friends who treated you badly, or parents who are not available, or any of your past situations, right, present life, and also past lives too. And lack of containment by the inner masculine. So your inner masculine isn't balanced either. And emotional fusion mistaken for devotion. You are like, you're completely being in awe kind of frustrates our divine masculine, is because why is she putting me up on a pedestal? Like, what is wrong with her? Something must be wrong with her. That's why she's even chasing me, right? Something is wrong. So you see, the divine masculine tends to, and that's when his inner feminine starts to run, in a way. So remember, you're not chasing him, you're chasing your center, but in the wrong direction. And the irony, the more you run towards your DM, the more you run further from your axis. And the further from your axis you go, less energetically coherent your field becomes. And that's what breaks the magnetic link. And you would feel like, hey, why do I even have the urge? Why? Nervous system, guys, really. That urge to message him, where does it come from? From your sacral, from, it's not even from your heart, because when it comes from your heart, you're kind of calm. But it comes from your one and two, your root and sacral chakras. It's like, if I don't message him, what if he disappears? If I don't message him, what if he forgets me? If I don't remind him of me, what if he totally dismisses this connection? And these are all valid. All right. So that's why I wanted to talk about the mechanics of polarity. Why chasing breaks the union code. So let me get very specific. All right. Union happens through what I would call magnetic polarity, not emotional effort. So all the chasing, all the trying to uh, cooking food, for example, or trying to be an amazing listener if you're in category one, or trying to be there for him, hold space for him, or category two, just try to do anything that makes you feel that will make his life better. It doesn't, because union happens through magnetic polarity, not emotional effort. It's not how much you love him, it's how coherently you hold your field. That's why in polarity dynamics, the masculine is attracted to space, not pressure. And divine feminines, we are totally good at creating pressure. That is the reason why he runs literally, because you see, if it was a normal connection, the pressure is very external. But when it's a twin flame connection, it's like everything, he gets the butterflies, he gets confused, he's like, why am I feeling this way? The pressure. And the feminine draws through stillness, not pursuit. So it's not even about runner chaser, it's about stillness and space. Space and stillness, space and stillness. Masculine wants space, feminine stillness. So when the masculine is in a beautiful space, in space, and you draw your divine masculine through stillness, not pursuit. So when he's in his space, he's not attracted to pressure, he's attracted to stillness. So when you chase, you collapse polarity. You send the energetic signal, I'm not enough without you. My whole life revolves around you. You are everything. I can't breathe if you're not around, kind of scenarios, you see. You energetically invade his sovereign space. Even though as twin flames you are one, we share the same cosmic egg as monadic twin flames, but still when you're in two separate bodies, sovereign space can be important. So this activates his repelling mechanism. So chasing doesn't show love, it shows field incoherence, and his soul can't reorganize around incoherence. And this is why he feels more distant the moment you try harder. And really, it's not cruelty, it's energetic law. And the divine feminine's role as the divine feminine, it's actually a real job, not to prove but to anchor. And that's why I always say this in my discourses over and over and over and over again. You were never meant to prove love, you were never designed to earn connection. So prove and earn, listen to my words very carefully. Prove and earn. In a twin flame situation, in a monadic twin flame situation, as the divine feminine, we are never meant to prove love. We are never designed to earn connection. Our role as the divine feminine, especially in a monadic twin flame journey, is to become the conduit of return, because we are the axis, the still point, the remembrance field, not the voice that reminds, but the frequency that reawakens. So your divine masculine doesn't come back because you chased harder. He comes back because your coherence started to pull him back into truth. And that's why I say reunion isn't grand like the 3D life. It's actually very simple, very beautiful. He just comes back and you just carry on with your life because you've been husband and wife for billions and billions and billions of lifetime. Why should it be so special, right? Why? It's like you're reuniting with your husband. Of course, you're very happy, but it's shared in stillness and silence, not in some grand declaration of love. So that's why chasing, what does it tell our divine masculine? Even if you don't say it out loud, I want to go deeper into the psychology and energetics. When you chase, no matter how lovingly, his system feels pressure. That's why sometimes he will say, from the goodness of his heart, because he doesn't want to offend you, oh, stop feeding me, I'm becoming fat, for example. Because his system feels a lot of pressure because he doesn't know what to do with the third energy. It overwhelms him, the noise gets louder, and when you are in the chasing energy, you're not doing it out of stillness, you're doing it because you're afraid to lose him. That is where it really, really affects him. His ego reads threat. You know, it's like, oh no, threat. And his karmic identity feels judged, and his soul registers a lack of alignment. So you might not be texting, I love you. You might just be like, happy birthday, and you'll be like, oh no. But your energy is screaming, I don't believe you'll come on your own, so I have to force movement. This is the energy that you're throwing to him because you totally don't believe that he will be able to come on your own. And as the divine feminine, we think that we must do something. And then sometimes chasing becomes forcing. So that's why, literally, that's what, and that signal disempowers him and also us as the divine feminines. Because on the monadic twin flame path, both both counterparts must remember who they are without being rescued. So the masculine's inner experience when you stop chasing. So what happens when you stop? This is the golden question. Probably this is the part you guys have been waiting for. So what happens when you stop chasing as the divine feminine? When you finally go still? At first, nothing. Remember, there'll be nothing. Totally nothing. In my own experience, nothing. Then he feels the vacuum. Your field is no longer feeding his avoidance, and the illusion starts to tremble. He starts feeling his own fragmentation. What your energy shielded him from now becomes clear. The karmic life begins to feel false. Without your energetic soothing, the mirror of truth returns. He begins to reorganize, not because of your pain, but because of your neutrality, the 0 point state that I keep talking about. Remember, your stillness doesn't push him away, it gives his soul a way back in. So that's why chasing is the wound, stillness is the activation. So let me repeat this, let me emphasize on this. Chasing is the wound pattern of the divine feminine, stillness is the power state of the awakening divine feminine. All right. So when you stop chasing, you don't become cold. You become magnetic. You don't become passive. You become powerful. Your goddess energy. You don't lose him. You return to yourself. And from there, he returns to. Not because you begged, but because you earned it. Because you held the signal long enough for his soul to recognize it again. That is the reason why. Oops. That is the reason why. Just a moment. That is the reason why the written path is yours to anchor. He doesn't need your voice right now. He needs your field. And your field doesn't need to prove, it needs to remember. So ask yourself these questions. Am I chasing because I don't trust love to find me? Am I calling it devotion when it's actually self abandonment? Am I afraid to sit in the stillness of not knowing? If yes, then today is the day you reclaim your access. So, this is what you gotta say. All right, repeat after me. I no longer chase what I already hold within. I no longer beg for love. I already embody. That's why I keep saying state of embodiment, guys, state of being. Finally, I return to my feel and he returns through that. Remember, stillness is not silence, stillness is sacred pressure. contrary to the human pressure that we give while chasing. Stillness is the frequency that pulls the truth back home. Remember, do not chase. Remember, you conduct and you remember. With that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this discourse. Oops. And if you guys want a one-on-one session with me, you can book through my website. My sessions are all one-on-one, conducted live via Zoom. And also, it's me, and you can ask me all the questions you want during our session as well, and I'll pull up the information as a psychic immediately and give you guidance on that. And I've introduced two new healings and activations: the sacred anger healing and activation, and the third energy stabilizer as well. So that two third energy activations at the moment, so do check them all out. And with that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this discourse, and I hope to see you all again. So take care, and remember, you are the love the world is here to embody. So, what I mean by that is, you are the love, you are becoming the love that the world is inspired to see. All right, you are becoming the love that the world is inspired to see. All right, take care. And I got to go, I got to run. So, take care again, and if you guys want more intensive healings, I highly recommend the soul realignment. It's on the pricier, and it takes 6 to 8 weeks, and I'll meet you every 2 weeks to discuss and about what I've cleared. But it's highly recommended. With that, see y'all again. Take care and bye bye.